Hello, I'm talking about Network. Today is October 23rd, 2024, and we are right here at the Gborway in the BAURAU investment institution is here to actually provide details in regards to what actually they are engaged into or what they may be doing. I'm Princess Kediko coming to you live. If you are following for any part of the world to say hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome to Liberian Network.
If you say system club, it's that system club, we have to start. We can do African time. We have to start. So we have some few more minutes for us to start. And go for the ball. We appreciate you guys. Thank you
for God, because you are a missionary. For me, I see it as first of their kind. In our country, they see a fellow retail missionary who serve a mission, who want to come back to his country and give back to his people. I really appreciate what you did. When you said something to us during the meeting, you said you're going to be with some government official, including the president of our country, to project the idea of what you want to do, because we're now fixed. You outline a lot of proposals you want to get involved into. I want to ask as to whether you keep off a logical conclusion to help us understand what actually you want to venture into. And you also said that you are not promising a job. We just want to see people, if eventually the program is successful to get retail missionary, who will be interested, will that be more difficult? So how long will it stay for that to take effect? Thank you.
Yeah, so then I was saying, we did meet the president, but we didn't come to any conclusion on what we really want to do, because this one is an assessment to come and look around and see. So by the time we go back, we regroup, then we talk about what we really want to do. There were a lot of ideas and stuff that was given to us, so we just wanted to make sure we get this idea put together and then we go from there.
Okay, let me start.
So, guys, if you are following any part of the world, we are right here at Gborway in the BAURAU Investment Institution is here to actually have an acquaintance meeting with Liberians here. So, I want to say you can like, comment, and share on our Facebook and YouTube channel. Princess Kediko coming to you live.
In 2005, our country was hit by Hurricane Katrina, and I was a college student, and I saw that this was a pretty devastating experience that our country faced, and it took more than 3 days for help to arrive to these people in Louisiana. And so I was a young, entrepreneurial-minded person, a lot like you guys, and so I decided to create a company based out of necessity, based out of sometimes problems comes the best entrepreneurial ideas. Do you know what I mean? You probably had those times where you see something difficult, an idea comes to you, and a lot of times those are the most successful ideas. So my idea was to create a backpack with 72 hours, 3 days worth of supplies, so that if anybody in the country ever had this experience again, they would have enough food, supplies, and support to be able to take care of themselves and to be able to be self-sufficient and comfortable. I started this in college, and this company took off immediately. Started doing really well. I was forced to drop out and focus on this full time. I sold this business, but since then I started creating other startups. I helped over 100 startups launch their branding, their website, get everything going. So when Brian and Newton came to me with this idea of building for-profit enterprises in Liberia I felt like it's something that I could contribute to because I know how to get businesses launched. And so the reason why we're all here together is to determine what those businesses are, what the opportunities are. I'm sure, raise your hand if you have a business idea for Liberia. If you have a thought of some potential business.
Hello?
Thank you. Does anybody have a business concept or idea in Liberia? Awesome. So that's why we're here, is to try to find leaders, people with ideas, people that are motivated to go and build for-profit businesses. And then we're going to talk about what this program that BAURAU is doing. It's something that has never been done. It is incredibly unique. And the promise that we make to you is that every dollar that we generate in Liberia stays in. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is our mission statement. Our mission is to partner with African countries to build large-scale macro businesses that employ a great number of people, with the promise that I've said before that we will never take a dollar out of this country forever. And the reason we put that word in forever is because our founder and other people that are in this company have created businesses that will live long past we are gone. And so we want anybody that carries the torch of BAURAU down the future to know that never to the dollar will ever be removed, so that it always allows us to reinvest, to work with the government, to work with the president, to work with people in order to keep the money here growing the economy. So the reason why, people are probably wondering why are we bringing our own investment into this country? Brian DeVille is here today, who I'd love for you all to meet. He, a few years ago, adopted a beautiful daughter from the country of Liberia, and throughout this process, he came here many times. And he and his wife fell in love with the people. He fell in love with the country. He also saw that there was some need. Now, his daughter has, as she's grown up, she's been curious, wanting to understand more about her home, so he brought her back to Liberia to visit her family and visit her village. And so this is why Brian decided that he wanted to use his business knowledge and to get a team together to act for the benefit of the people. Brian started a company by the name of True Fruit, which is, you have these amazing fruit and vegetables that seems to just grow very, very quickly here. And he had this concept in the United States to take frozen fruits and freeze dry them, and then wrap them in chocolate so they could be preserved and stored for a long time. And this company grew very, very quickly. And Mars, it's the chocolate company you may have heard of. They sell like M&Ms and Snickers. That company bought Brian's company from him. And so from those investments, he's bringing his own capital into Liberia to build businesses along with the team that we have. Newton, did you share a little bit about your background?
No, I was just talking with them before we process I guess.
Well, before we go further, I would really love to. Yeah, I would really love to for our teams to introduce themselves. If you can stand up, that would be great, so they get to know you. So maybe we want to start with Brian. So that's Brian, as Daniel was saying. Una is from Ethiopia. So Brian. And then we have Daniel. But like I was sharing with you guys before I went out to go check for some other people. I'm from Liberia. You already know my story. I talked about it. And I think what interested me was the fact that we wanted to come back to Liberia and find business ideas and see how best we could be able to invest into Liberia if possible. And I think it's a good thing, because coming back to your own country is one of the best things that somebody can do. But what, as you were saying, what is caught my eyes is that most of the time people invest in different countries, and the revenue that they make will be taken out. But this one, the revenue is going to be right back into Liberia. I think that's very good.
And the first step of this process is to discover. It's to understand what needs and opportunities are here, and to talk with you and to see what your ideas are, and to see where we would best be able to use this funding and what businesses are best going to be served here. After we discover, we invest. We actually commit the money. We are not taking any outside capital. We are not going to be fundraising. Everything will be from self-funding. In the United States, we also have a team of other experts. There's about a dozen of us all that have agreed to work on BAURAU. And the word BAURAU, you might be curious what that word means. It means to organize and to create something incredible and magical out of materials that already exist. We're coming here, you have incredible resources that we want to help organize with funding and with expertise and knowledge to build. And we talked about this discover process, investing process, and then the building phase. Then retention means that every single dollar that we create here remains here. So we have a Liberian leadership team that we're looking for, the leaders. We're trying to discuss opportunities. We will work together to figure out how to deploy these funds. And then we are going to be hiring a C-level talent from potentially this room. This means we're going to have our CEO work with the CEO in Liberia. We're going to have our chief financial officer work with the financial person in Liberia. It's going to be a one-to-one relationship where we're able to work directly with you one-to-one. We're able to exchange knowledge back and forth. We'll actually be changing some of our schedules to be able to work with you in the different time zones. And in this process, we feel like this is the best way to grow enterprise. Does anybody have any questions about that?
So that leadership team is very important, right? Sometimes people come
And we have a huge company here in Africa, and they leave, right? They just have the people here, but we have talents that are going to be in America working with the local leaders here in Liberia. So we are also tapping on that expertise, putting those into practice. So I think it's pretty good that we have that extra support. It's the key.
So as we've identified our C-level talent, hopefully in this room, then we will then encourage you to go and find employees, and we will help you. We will give you the tools and the guidance, anything that you need from us to go and employ a great number of people. And hopefully from them, leaders will rise, and we'll be able to continue to grow more and more businesses through this model. This model is very unique in that not only are we bringing our experts and our own funding, we have somebody that's already generating a revenue right now in Liberia with Newton. He's been successful in this country. He's been successful in the United States. He's our leader, and he's going to be able to help us identify opportunities. And then once we have built successful businesses, every dollar stays. And we're going to discuss with the leadership, what do we do with this? We've made X amount of dollars. Do we put it back into this business? Do we start something new? Do we help build infrastructure, roads? What do we do with the capital? Because none of it leaves. And so there's a decision, a back and forth communication that we're going to have to figure out what to do with this money that's retained here. So we do have a couple of ideas. We talked earlier about creating shelf-stable foods that last for a very long time. There are a lot of machines and technology that we can bring to Liberia to extend the life of food by up to a year, up to 15 years, depending on the technology. You guys create the most amazing mangoes and fruits, but they only last for a couple of months, right? I believe. So if we can figure out a way to take all the excess so that there's no waste and preserve that food, we could potentially even export it to some of our partners. One of our partners is a company by the name of Soli. They have basically made a commitment to BAURAU that give me as much fruit, dried fruit, as you can possibly give me, and we'll buy it all. Millions and millions of dollars they will give as long as we can meet the specs and produce the fruit, dry it in the correct way. That's an instant export that we will be able to bring to this country right away. And so this is something that we're going to have to discuss with our leaders that we identify here. But this is a very exciting opportunity. They have this very cool technology where they basically blend dried fruit and fresh fruit. It's very good, very healthy, lasts a long time, and it's something that ships all over the world. So we also have discussed the LDS Church has created a co-op with rice. Right now there's $250 million being imported every year from China into Liberia. And you have incredible, we were there today. The rice fields are incredible. If we can create a system with technology and with machinery and with experts or whatever we need to do to keep the rice here and to lower the exports, can you imagine what it would do for the people? Instead of all that money going out, it stays here. And a lot of it just comes down to some technology, some machinery, some things that already exist that we can bring and set up. And so these are a couple of ideas, but we'd love to chat with you throughout this evening on some of your ideas. And yeah, we look forward to identifying the people that we hopefully are able to work with for the next foreseeable future. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so like I was saying, this connecting with you with networking and stuff, so like Daniel was saying, and I was saying to you earlier before I went out, is like, this year what we get to know each other, right? And see what are your ideas. Maybe you have some ideas that we don't have. Maybe there's things that you've been putting together in your mind that we never thought of at all. That maybe there are things that you know that you feel like, you know what, this can work for Liberia. That we don't know about at all. So if we can just with each other, chat, talk. We're gonna go around just talking to you. Feel free, to express yourself. Sometimes you have ideas that you never put on paper, or the things you thought of because maybe you don't have money. So again, this is an assessment. We're just checking to see what's going to work, what's going to be better. And then when we go back home, we can sit together and then now put together and say, but what's a great thing? A couple of things that I take from this presentation that I think is great is the fact that every money that we make is going to be invested back into Liberia. Brian is not taking the cent, I'm not taking the cent. So that's the important thing. So that's just awesome. So we're grateful to be here, and thank you for taking your time to come and hang out with us. We appreciate that. So we're just going to mingle, just talk to each other, see how things are going. We're going to come around and then we can go from there, okay? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We have this guy back here, we can be able to answer any questions. So, is there any, so let me, I'm sure everybody here know each other, and sort of, I was saying we can sit on different tables, we can start having conversations and talking, but I just wanted to ask, what Daniel asked earlier, is there some business ideas that you feel like you have, or the things you see as you hear in Liberia and say, I really want to do that, I really wish this can happen in Liberia.
for this wonderful opportunity. So personally, I have a brand. I'm trying to create a brand, and it's called Heaven Smoothie. So in Liberia, most of the things that we drink, it's been imported in our country. And we have lots and lots of natural fruits that can be turned into smoothies or drinks, most especially for the little ones growing up, so that they can be able to benefit. So for a couple of months now, I personally have been making smoothies, like what they call the bisap or sour, and ginger beer, and mango, pineapple, and other fruits drinks. So most of the time when we have get-togethers, my brand supply, I've been serving as vendors to churches and other places that don't take alcoholic drink. So I think it's going to be a good thing that we make use of the fruits and vegetables that we have to make natural stuff to help our bodies.
Anybody else? Feel free. This is where we can express ourselves and talk about ideas.
Okay, I'm Prince Sonko Nyamfo, a return missionary. One of the first country for the war. I want to say we have something local food called gari farinha. It's made out of cassava. We tried for some time, and we went to the village. We talked to the villagers, and we carried a local machine to process the cassava, dry it, and put it in the bag. So we tried for like 3 months, and we were able to find a vendor, a local vendor, an Indian man. So he was buying it from us, and we have something they call super gari. We have small sugar, small grumpy, and he was sending it out to India. And so the fee for that is why. Well, our native people, they don't have the mechanism to process the cassava. And they got plenty of cassava. And from the cassava, you can get starch. The one you produce to iron, you spray on the clothes and iron the clothes. So I'm into that business with my partner here, Mr. David. We already find a place. We all started the process. So we are dealing with the local farmers that don't have the means to process that, cassava. So if we can look into that, and produce on a larger, scale for our students and other people to benefit, because it's good for the young men and women, especially when they are in school. We can use that to supply the schools for quick breakfast for them. Thank you.
Hello to all. My name is Loyola. I'm a graduate from Cotton University with a bachelor's degree in agriculture. So I'm so happy to be here today and seeing you are coming to invest in our agriculture sector, because it's a sector that is very much vibrant to this country, Liberia. Most especially being in Liberia, we have so many challenges when it comes to storage. That's my own recommendation for this event, that we really need storage in Liberia, because if you check around, we doesn't have much storage to be able to preserve our stuff. Like you see we grow mango, and during the mango season, you get to realize that a lot of mango will spoil because there is no means of preserving it. And when you preserve the mango, there are so many things you get to do with it. You get juices out of it, you got other stuff in all of it. But because we also have storage in Liberia, you will see our fruits just spoil. You will see the banana, we'll get the banana season, banana will just spoil all around because nowhere to preserve it. Not only that, when it comes to the pepper and bitter gourd, there is no storage to preserve these things. So at any point in time, you will see a lot of pepper on the market, you'll find a lot of bitter gourd on the market, and at any point in time, you cannot find it again because there is nowhere to store these things. So I believe that when you people invest within the storage within Liberia, it's going to be a big help to us. It's going to be a big benefit to us. Like you were talking about Jesus, and other people from all of the countries who want to come and then buy other stuff to carry it to at least face some other to face renowned juice and stuff. We can be able to help share some of the product out of the country that we can be able to make more money out of. And some of our peppers and bitter bottles, they are going in diaspora. We can also be able to import pepper, bitter bottle in other African countries, in European countries, we can be able to do this stuff. So I think storage being Liberia will be very much important. It's going to be a help to us. It's going to be a help to a lot of people around the world. Thank you very much.
That's awesome. So again, we just want to raise our hand, but I think we're doing good so far. I think everything you guys are saying is aligned, and I'm really excited to hear it. So actually,
yeah, dude, let's keep going. Let's keep it going. I love the flow.
I will go back to you, and yeah, so don't be afraid. Express yourself some way down here that you can work.
And then listen, the things that you're sharing with us, what we want you to do is we want you to expand on that information and send it to us with your contact information so that we can set a time when we're back in the United States to do a remote meeting where we talk more in detail. We want you to briefly share it now, but then send us more detail on your thoughts and your reasons so that we can explore them in more detail. Okay?
Thank you. My name is Ambassador Abraham King. I'm an honorary from the University of Liberia. I'm also the president and the CEO of the Liberia Concerned Vegetable Seller Association in the country. Over the year, our attention has been drawn on the issue about cold storage. That is, our farmer in the rural part of the country, they go into the process of farming. End of the day, when they farm, they take their product on the market, and when there is no customer, all of those products get damaged. So we have been facing series of cases that are within the sector. So we've been engaging other stakeholders to see the need that they can be able to do some investment within the storage area. So we put it into different components. That is, for instance, people from Nima County, they should be able to have a minimum storage. Now, whenever you harvest your goods from the farm, you can be able to take it to the storage. At the end of the day, you will also be able to bring it on the market and to make more money. So we also thought of that, and we came to the national city, that is the capital city of Monrovia. So we're on the Gborway market. So what normally happens on the Gborway market is that when the farmer take their produce on the market, and the Gborway women begin to discourage them. The product that you bring here, there's no price for it, so for the reason, we will not be able to buy it. At the end of the day, you will see that the farmer will be frustrated, and then all of their product will be damaged, and then they will go back without frustration. So we've been talking to partners to see a reason. Since the post-war Liberia, there's no storage in this country. You might find storage, but the storage will be where a supermarket will have their minimum storage where they will go on the market and buy their farm produce, and then end of the day they'll be able to supply the few customers they have. But they are not being able to serve the public. So this is one of the bigger gaps in Liberia. If this concern can be addressed, I strongly believe that the agricultural sector of this country, the farmer will stand to benefit. So we are appealing to the team to see a reason that we should be able to have a storage in the country, not one or two, but in the various counties that where people will be able to live by the end of the day and they will gain something from their labor. So we hoping and pray that with the document we have and we share it around, because we are already reducing it to a proposal that if we have a certain number of S data, we'll be able to have this storage that will be able to serve S number of people. So thank you for coming to Liberia, Mr. President, and I hope and pray that we'll be able to work together as a team to see the agriculture sector of Liberia moving forward. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm James Abesibi, Councilor of Law, and I'm the Senior Associate Councilor at CMB Law. I'm managing partner is Councilor Charlie Brodsky, and CMB Law Group is situated right in Sinker. I have practiced law for over 10 years in Liberia. CMB Law Group legal disciplines is comprehensive, inclusive of corporate and transactional services, litigation, tax law, environmental and natural resources, property law, and what have you. Our client roster includes corporate, international corporation, international NGO, and we can do registration, do your governance kit. We also can process employment and labor work. And so, my understanding is that you are from Utah. Correct. And we provide legal services in fact for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for about 4 years now. So it could be a contact person when you to be looking for a reference. However, we are available. We know that you need legal guidance, whatever you do, your registration, your interaction with other NGO here, trying to acquire land, where to operate, what have you. So we are available. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Okay.
Good evening all. I'm very sorry for the poor quality of my voice. I'm James SPD. I'm a graduate of the University. I'm a state president of the Council of Liberia State. And I'm so grateful for this all-important program and meeting. What I need to my joy has to do with what we heard. In terms of profit and investment will be done in Liberia. Nothing going to leave Liberia. And that is very beautiful for us in Liberia. And he also said in terms of identifying qualified individuals, and I will also work with other land managers who come from out there, will also be identified from Liberia. That is also good for us. And what I want to say is that before the war, I saw a company that existed in Liberia and left because of the war. That has to do with the manufacturing industry. I saw a company producing shoes and sneakers. But right now, it's not really existing in Liberia as it was in the past. So our view, we also look from that perspective to produce sneakers for our kids that are going to school and even producing shoes. The other countries around the world, like Ghana, Nigeria, we see they're producing sandals and sneakers and shoes that are of their own local use, and people are very happy, they're very enthusiastic of using those local materials. And so I would also, for you to also move in that direction, to have a company that will produce sneakers, shoes, sandals, and distribute people on our local market, and people will work for it as well. Thank you so much.
Very good.
name?
Good evening, family. My name is Ben Wilson, and I'm one of the early members of the church. I've been in church for over 34 years.
Can you speak up just a little bit? Speak a little louder.
Sorry. I said my name is Ben Wilson, and I have been in church for over 34 years, 35 years now. But what prompted me to be here was the information that I gathered that seemed to prick my interest. And that stems from the agriculture sector. You know, I have worked in the agriculture sector for some time, especially when we implemented for General Agro for food agriculture organization, I did the framework of the urban and urban agriculture project for Liberia, where we recruited over 2,000 farmers. And during that time, we trained farmers to produce local produce on the market. But the major challenges that we had was preservation. And I'm glad that that issue was brought up here today. So with that issue being brought up, it means that we can also tap into that opportunity to be able to work along with you, to have things or working for the better here. So I'm available, and then, how do you call it? We will see what opportunities to tap on to be able to support you in the process. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry. Anybody else?
Any other thoughts or ideas? Oh yeah. Isaac?
Yeah.
My name is Isaac N. Gborway, 2001 graduate of the College of Business and Public Administration, University of Liberia. Major accounting, emphasis and minor in financial management. I work as an accountant for Social Security. I relinquished the job in 2004. From 2004 to present, I have been a Liberian farmer. Into tree crops, vegetable, and rice. Currently, I am harvesting my 51 acres into Highland Rice farm located in Wiyala, Magidi County. I'm the founder and manager of the Consolidated Agriculture and Investment Agency. But because of the COVID, we later on changed, and now I am the manager of Building Hope through Agriculture. Over the years, I have been a farmer, training smallholder farmer. And our challenges, one of our challenges have been asset farming and food preservation. Every farmer that you hear other people in here speaking, when people bring their crops on the market, the remaining one is only fit for the dump site. As you are here today, I am a farmer by apprenticeship, but I grow what I eat. All that I live, all that I own, children going to school, I've all been for farming. Farming is the best bank. My father asked me when I was in the 12th grade, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be an electrical engineer. He said, what? I want you to plan. I said, I can't go to college.
and plant. To plant, I don't need to go to school. He gave me 5 okra seeds. He said, put 2 in each holes and take care of them. I nurture those okra, they bear well. At the end, it got dry. I got frustrated. One day he came and said, let's go and harvest. We harvest that and we got 765. And he said, how many we put in the hole during that time? I said, 5. He said, subtract the 5. I subtracted the 5. And he said, this, if you do agriculture, this will be your profit. I didn't look into it. I went to the university, I went to San College, but later on, when my father died, I went to business. Truly, now I am a farmer. I welcome the group. Come, improve our living condition. We will give you all the support in Jesus' name.
Good afternoon. My name is Peterson. I'm from the Kawa, Liberian State. Recently, I was doing a survey in Liberia when it comes to total quality management, trying to look at reasons why at times some of our businesses in Liberia doesn't survive. And one of the reasons is that is because the human capital who are involved into these businesses, people who want to produce those goods and services are not adequately trained. And so when that's happening at the end result, you will find that there will be low productivity. And when there's low productivity, the possibility of making a profit in that organization drop because the production is not efficient. But because those involved who are producing those things, they are now well and adequately trained. So my recommendation to BAURAU is that when you shall have established in Liberia, I would like to recommend intensive training for those who will be contracted or probably bottom up, so that you will have a very vibrant and effective productivity. And when there's an effective productivity, trust me, the possibility of the company is going to increase. Even in the absence of this company, those who were trained, they are going to continue the entity. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Francis Kedi Papa, sorry, behind the phone at the same time. But I'll make a recommendation. Certainly, I'm really glad because the issue about waste management is something that is very key, which is in line with environment and climate issues that is really, really disturbing the world today. But then, with regards to all of these things that I just been said, is really excellent. But one of those things that I could wish for us to really look at immediately, or probably for the institution to be established in Liberia, let's try to see how that we can actually invest into research. Because the brother was talking about productivity. It's really cool. Every one of us, we are talking about agriculture. Waste management cannot be doubled on agriculture, right? But then in order for these things to happen, you have to do the market study to really know maybe you engage into purple or maybe engage into rice. Which one will actually go faster, looking at the road connectivities, looking at all of these, obstacles and challenges. Like we have a very good, environment for all of these stuff. But sometimes when the market study is not really done properly, to know that, oh yes, if I get into the desktop, I will get the money, but how fast or what's the durability of these things? So we definitely have to look at all of these things to ensure that yes, what we want to invent into, we can actually survive.
Okay, so first of all, like Newton had mentioned, we are so grateful that you are here. And you have amazing ideas. And more importantly, you know how to work so hard. Here in Liberia, you guys are strong, you are intelligent, and you need opportunity. So we are so grateful that you've come with such great ideas. And we are grateful that you would spend your evening with us. And so Newton has arranged an amazing meal for all of us, which we're very excited about. So give him a round of applause for that. And if you haven't had a chance yet to share some of your thoughts with us, what we would recommend is that as you get your food, come grab one of us. Come grab Brandon if you want to be introduced to him and get to know him, or Woodna, or Daniel, or myself. And talk to us about your thoughts. And more importantly, this is a discovery time for us. We want you to share more information with us because you know this country a million times better than we ever will. We are not the experts here, and that's why we're looking for you so that we can determine from there where opportunities might go. So let's go ahead and grab some food now before it gets cold. And as you grab your food, if you'd like to come spend some time with us, find one of us and we'll come sit with you. And we would love to talk more with you from that perspective. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the back of the room. And since you guys are closest, let's have you guys grab some food and quickly make your way through the line. Grab a drink, grab some silverware, and then as you get seated, we'll have the next group go and the next group go. So we'll kind of just go in that group, but if you can make your way through quickly, that way everyone can grab something quickly. Any other remarks, Newton? Okay, so go ahead and let's start in the back. And start in this back corner, hurry up through here, and we'll serve some food. We'll get some food going.